What's up YouTube? It's Kyle, and I'm going to try and make this a quick video about how my relationships with my family have changed since coming out as transgender. So I came out about 6 months ago, I guess, to my parents, and it wasn't a very good way to come out. I got my mom to buy me a pair of guy jeans, and then later on she returned them and we got in a fight, and then, it sort of tumbled out, and then the next night we talked to my dad about it, and there's a lot of yelling, there's a lot of, you're confused, this is wrong, all that crap. And it's not much different now. So now, fast forward 6 months, my mom is trying to start to understand, she's more supportive, they now let me buy things in the guys section. My dad is still very conservative in his thoughts, and he's still very like, you're too young, you're confused, but there's less yelling. And it all comes out of them caring. Like, I know, coming out at first, like dealing with it with the first couple of months, I was just like, they hate me, I hate them, this sucks, blah blah blah. I hate my own life, I'm never gonna talk to them again. Why do they just want to do this to like trap me? And it's like, no, actually they do it because they love you and because they're scared and because they don't understand. And when someone doesn't understand something and they're scared of it, their first reaction is gonna be anger, and it's gonna be, misguided. And so I dealt with that. Like, I dealt with the front of that, and I wasn't really prepared for it because it wasn't prepared coming out. So that was difficult, and it takes a really long time for anything to get even kind of better. Like, I guess when I first came out, I was like, I didn't expect things to go well. I didn't expect things to go as bad as they did. And then I was like, I had no idea the timeline of like, when were they gonna start being accepting. And I can now tell you, like, it's going to take, at least a year for them to be semi-okay with it. 2 years, by the time I'm 18, for them to be okay with it in general. I don't know if I'm ever going to be coming out to my extended family, just because it's not needed, and they wouldn't understand, especially my mom's side. And my dad, he was really angry in the beginning. He was really angry. He was really upset. He still yells at me a lot about it. Like, I came down I guess it was a couple weeks ago. I came downstairs for him to drive me to a Sweet 16 party, and I was, in a pair of khakis, a button down, and a tie, and a jacket, and he flipped out because I looked like a boy. And, I mean, of course, but I look like a boy every day. It was just, I guess he didn't expect it, although my mom did warn him ahead of time. And it really upsets him, so I get that. And so he'll yell at me a lot about it, but he's trying to understand, and he's trying, and that's good. My mom now is amazing. Like, my mother is so great. She's the one that shops with me. She buys me my clothing from the male section. And she just bought 2 books. One was like explaining transgender for those who are not, which is a really good baseline for people that know absolutely nothing, or that know a little bit of something but don't really know, have a lot of, misconceptions, and they want to hear from like a reliable source, like a book. Get them that. And then it was like, being the parent of a transgender teen, a guide for parents, something like that. It had to do with transgender teen and a guide for parents, which is also an amazing book. It has a lot of really good information. It talks about how, a trans teen is going to be feeling, how the parents are going to be feeling, how to deal with those feelings, how to come to a happy medium, how to keep safety, how to work with schools, all this stuff is great information, and that's what my mom just bought, and that will hopefully help. It has definitely put a strain on our relationship, though, and honestly, don't even people that have extremely accepting parents in the beginning, don't expect it not to put a strain on your relationship. It's definitely going to be a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal. Your parents, they care a lot about you, and they've spent, however many years calling you by one name, thinking of you one way, and to tell them that that's changed, even though you're the same person, it's going to take adjusting, and it's going to be, an issue for a little bit. And I understand that, and I'm just rolling with the blows, and being trying to be patient with them, and that's, I think, a big thing in dealing with the transition with your parents is be patient. Just be really, really patient with them, because however many years or months or whatever, however long it took you to accept you for yourself, it's going to take them a long time too, because this is something new to them. I mean, think about how you felt when you first realized that you were trans. I mean, you were taken aback. I mean, I was. And it took a while to get used to, and it took a while to accept, and it's going to be the same thing with them. So that was that. It's getting better, like I said, in the past 2 months. Gender therapy helped. Talking helped. I was not good at communicating in the beginning, and neither were they, and now me and my mom talk some. Like, I'll call her into my room and I'll be like, hey, you want to talk a little? We'll talk a little bit about trans stuff and gender, and how I'm feeling, how she's feeling, and like all that stuff. And it really, really helps. And I think that was a big thing, helping her understand. And on top of that, when she did buy me male clothing, like she bought me a button down first. That was a big deal for me, and she saw how happy it made me. And so really, when your parents do something that's even semi supportive of your transition, like, show them how much that means to you, because that's going to, they can't deny, like, their kid is so happy. They can't deny that happiness. They're like, this is really truly what makes my child happy. Like, they're not going to be like, no, absolutely not, just 'cause it makes me uncomfortable, like, when they see the change in you that it makes. So those are my situation, and a little bit, I guess, my tips in there too. I don't know, I'm not very good at this. I'm just tumbling through, and so are my parents, and so is everyone around me. It does help. I mean, I found it helps. I came out to someone else before I came out to my parents, and that helps so much, because if you have the support of a friend, whether they're, your age and just as naive as you are, or, they're a teacher or a family friend or an aunt or an uncle or what have you, it helps immensely. Like, my best friend, I mean, she knew for a really long time before I told my parents, and she was very, very supportive, and she was like, she checked me when I needed it. She was like, yo, Kyle, shut up. Like, you have to expect that, and then she also was there to listen to me whine and complain like a baby. So it's really smart to have a support system coming out to your parents, especially if you don't know how they're going to react, or if you know they're going to react poorly. Okay, so this video is really, really long, and if you watched this all, congratulations. If you didn't, I mean, you're not going to hear this anyway. So, thanks. See you again soon.